And here we are in Springfield, Minnesota, where first pitch is just minutes away between the Lakers and the Snurdbirds. It's the second game of this afternoon here at the Class C State Amateur Baseball Tournament, round one this weekend. We had one game here last night in Springfield, one game in Milroy, and we have two sites, Springfield and Milroy for Class C. 4 games at each site. This is game 2. There will be 2 to follow this one. Lake Henry and Midway going at it in just a couple minutes. Lake Henry, the away team, on the left side of the left side dugouts, the third base side, while the Midway Snurdbirds in the baby blue uniforms on the right side in the first base side dugouts. Let's go through some positions and lineups here. Pitching for Midway, who is the home team, as they take the field, as you can see. Pitching Stetson Berkman. Catching for him, Sam Beck. First base, Ray Mueller. Second base, Chris Basso. At shortstop, Preston Reber. Third baseman, Zach Eder. And in left field, Drew Rasmussen. Center field, Corey Odland. And right fielder, Ike Killinen. The lineup for the away team, Lake Henry. Leading off is Colin Spooner, followed by Shane Campson and Matt Quaid in the three-hole. The cleanup man is Nick Dingman. The number 5 hitter is Grant Ludwig. Matt Leeser follows him, then Sam Hopfer. Adam Miller is the designated hitter, batting 8th, and Trent Wentland is the 9-hole hitter. First pitch just moments away. A 2 o'clock start here at the home of the Tigers in southwest Minnesota. About just over, depending on how fast you go, 2-hour drive from the Twin Cities. Remember, there are 8 games in Class C this Saturday, 4 in Springfield, 4 in Milroy. 16 games in round 1 this weekend in total, Friday through Sunday. It's a single elimination tournament. The winners of this week's contests will face teams next weekend that did not play this weekend. They had a first round bye based on seeding and record leading up to this state tournament. Round 3 after round 2 next weekend will be September 4th and 5th. Then the quarterfinals and semifinals on the 6th, and Labor Day is the championship game. Number 3, Colin Spooner, the leadoff man, as we mentioned, for the Lake Henry Lakers, facing Stetson Berkman, the starting pitcher for the Midway Snurdbirds. Colin Spooner from Paynesville, Minnesota, a common home location for many of these Lake Henry Lakers. Pitch number 1 is in there for strike number 1. Has kind of a Twins throwback uniform vibe to these Midway Snurdbirds with the baby blues, though they have yellow trim instead of red and white. Colin Spooner takes that down and inside for ball number 1. 1-1 the count from Stetson Berkman here. First pitch at right on the dot at 2 o'clock here in Springfield. Getting a little warmer out here, but a beautiful day. Ball missing high. Beautiful day out here with a breeze that has acted up on some outfielders so far in game 1, but gusting and breezy, still comfortable here in Springfield at the home of the Tigers, as it says on many signs around the Riverside Park where we are located. We got tennis courts, a skate park, skate ramps. We got another softball, baseball diamond. We got a community pool with a water slide, and the fans still trickling in for these 2 ball clubs. There's a strike as the count runs full. 3 balls, 1 strike to Colin Spooner, the first baseman for Lake Henry. A left-handed hitter facing a right-handed pitcher in Berkman. And there he goes. Strike three swinging. Berkman gets Colin Spooner to start the game. Down on strikes.
Number 2, the catcher.
Out number
Shane
1, and that brings up Shane Campson, the 2-hole hitter here. Campson, the catcher this afternoon. Squares to bunt, pulls it back. Looked like he wanted to see that first pitch, but it misses down and inside. And that's in there for strike number 1. 1-1 the count to the catcher, number 2, Shane Campson from Stetson Berkman. Berkman, big deep breath, and he delivers. Fouled, back and out of play. Berkman with the white shoes, number 17. Pitches from the stretch with no runners on. Often see that from relievers. This time the starting pitcher in this contest. Pitching from the stretch must be where he's most comfortable. There's a ball outside in the right-handed hitter's batter's box. And the pitch, inside, got the shoulder of Shane Campson, who makes his way to first base on a hit-by-pitch from Stetson Berkman. We saw a lot of hit batters in game number 1 in Springfield this morning and afternoon, and the trend might just be contagious as catcher Campson reaches after getting beamed. That brings up Matt Quaid, the center fielder, number 19 in the 3-hole, with a runner on first base and 1 out. He watches strike 1. Stetson Berkman, 25 years old. Eats up a lot of innings for Midway. That one's fouled, back and out of play. One runner on, 1 out here in the top of the first inning. Game number 2 this Saturday in round 1 of the Class C State Amateur Baseball Tournament. Berkman. Their runner goes, and that's fouled straight back. Berkman from the set, looking out toward third base as a right-handed hitter. Didn't give Campson a peek, and he took off, but it's fouled back, so Campson goes back to first base, and the count runs to 0-2. Berkman, one of the leaders of this club, the Snurdbirds. Matt Quaid takes strike 3, so 2 strikeouts in the first inning already for Stetson Berkman. 1 swinging, 1 looking.
14,
Matt Quaid
Nick Dingman
walks back to his dugout, and Nick Dingman takes his place, the cleanup hitter for the Snurdbirds. And the center fielder is number 14 at the plate. 2 out now. Still a runner on first base. That's Shane Campson. And creeping off first. Stays put. Catcher Sam Beck behind the home plate. The other half, the Stetson Berkman battery. He'll keep an eye on Campson at first as well. Winner of this game plays Jordan next Sunday. Not tomorrow, but 8 days from now. Jordan had a first round bye, so the winner of this advances to round 2 at 5 p.m. game. That'll be in Milroy at the second site of this state tournament. Runner goes. Throw down. Not in time, and gets by the shortstop underneath his glove, and Campson is rumbling his way to third base, and he'll be up there standing. Throw wasn't in time. Campson had a good jump. Shortstop Preston Reber tried to pick the ball that took a hop in front of him, but it got underneath his glove, and the center fielder had to feel it. So now there's a runner at third with still 2 out and a 2-0 count for Nick Dingman. The pitch. That's high. 3-0 to Dingman. Stetson Berkman trying to find a rhythm here in the top of the first inning at Riverside Park. The Class C Town Ball State Tournament. There's a strike. 3-1 now to the left fielder Dingman. Campson 90 feet away, getting closer as his lead extends. Tapper to third base, that's going up the line and foul. So we'll do it again. Count is full at 3-2. Dingman from Painesville. Waiting for the pitch from Stetson Berkman. Swings, pops it up to first base. Berkman running and nearly colliding, but making the catch right by the foul line for a weak little pop-up. And that is the side. 1 runner left on third base. For the Lakers, the Snurdbirds escape 0-0 Lake Henry and Midway. You're watching PrepSpotlight.tv.
What's special about high school sports? The passion, the excitement, the memories.
Now a 3 at the buzzer. Good! It's good! Du Bois wins it for the Rebels.
It's about impacting your community, connecting your business to this audience. This is where your customers live, where they shop. This is their circle of life. This is where your business should be. Connect with your best potential customers. This is your invitation. Get in the game.
Welcome back here to Springfield for the bottom of the first inning of this contest between Lake Henry and Midway. Pitching for Lake Henry, Grant Ludwig. He's facing Zach Eder. Ball one to the right-handed hitting third baseman. There's strike number one. 1-1 the count. Grant Ludwig on the hill, working fast. And there's strike two to number 11, Zach Eder. The Snurdbirds in the baby blue batting. The home team, that one's fouled back and away into the parking lot. Lake Henry Lakers in white. Both teams look like they have blue, white, and yellow in their color schemes. One of those days when the jerseys are necessary to distinguish. 2-2 the count now in the bottom of the first inning. That one's cracked to the gap in left center field. That one's going over the left fielder's head and all the way to the fence. Zach Eder starts this bottom half of the first inning with a stand-up double hard hit to the wall in left center field.
Batting second, number 5, the shortstop, Preston Reaver.
And there will be a runner in scoring position for Preston Reaver. Who's next up to bat for the Snurdbirds. He takes ball one from Ludwig. This is a 48-team tournament, just 2 of them right here, but 8 playing at this site on this day. Two and 0 the count to number 5, Preston Reaver, the shortstop for Midway. Runner on second. That's Zach Eder, who just doubled. First hit of the game for either team, and there's a 4-pitch walk. Preston Reaver easily finds his way to first base.
Number 4, the second baseman, Chris Basso.
And now Chris Basso steps to the plate, the 3-hole hitter. With 2 ducks on the pond.
Does that show all BS? I saw you crying and everything.
Grant Ludwig trying to escape trouble already in the first inning. And there's another ball. That's 5 balls in a row for the starting pitcher for the Lakers. It's a foul ball, swung at maybe the 6th ball in a row, did Basso. Basso, the second baseman, wearing those stirrup socks. Fans still trickling in, filling out this bleachers. There's a chopper, foul, third base side. 250 fans is the limit for every single one of these state tournament games in all classes. That's the rule set forth by governing bodies so that this tournament, all 3 tournaments actually, can be played. They empty out the stadium after each game, sanitize it with a spray of sort, and there's strike 3 called. Outside corner, looked like an off-speed pitch, and that's the first out for Grant Ludwig in this bottom of the first inning. Basso back to the dugout, and Sam Beck, the catcher, will look to pick up his teammate. Sam Beck, number 8, right-handed hitter, swings at the first pitch, chops one to third base. This could be 2, third baseman to the second baseman, not in time, holds onto it. Runner will stay at first base, but they do cut down 1 runner. That's Preston Reaver at second base, so 2 out now after a fielder's choice.
Batting
5
fifth,
for
number
the
12,
scoring
the
play.
designated hitter, Steve Wetterling.
Steve Wetterling now. Up to bat. So there's runners at the corners. Zach Eder on third. Sam Beck on first. Wetterling chops a foul. Wetterling, the designated hitter today, ducks out of the way of that one that was high and inside. We're in and around the fans here on the Lake Henry side of the bleachers, left of the press box. That one really had deducted Wetterling as that was headed for his chest, neck area. Count runs to 2-1, 2 out, 2 on. No runs scored as of yet. Grant Ludwig hopes to escape from this dilemma. Swing and drive. Foul though, way foul on the left, over the left field foul fence. And there's another swing and another foul ball. Long at bat, 2-2 the count, 2 out still. 1 hit so far in this inning, as well as a walk. And there's a deep ball to left field. Heading into foul territory is the left fielder, and off his glove. Looked like he was looking up into the sun. Had to go a long way for that ball. And after you're running a long way out in the outfield, tracking down a ball, you might just put that glove up a bit too soon or mistime your stab. Won't be an error because it's a foul ball, but it went off his glove. And it's back to 2-2 count for Wetterling. There's a ball outside, close pitch on the outside corner, but called a ball. Now the count runs full, and the runners will go on movement. Though still being held at first base is Beck. Wetterling with a full count. Takes ball 4.
Batting 6th, left fielder, number 21, Drew Rasmussen.
So now Drew Rasmussen, the left fielder, will bat. With the bases loaded and 2 out in the bottom of the first inning. Takes ball 1 low, wearing that yellow batting helmet. And there's ball 2. Grant Ludwig, number 5, out on the mound, struggling to find the strike zone. And ball 3. A lot of pitches, if nothing else. And there's a strike. Rasmussen could have closed his eyes and hoped he didn't hit him because he was never going to swing at that pitch. Here's the 5th pitch of the at-bat, and that one's swung, hit, foul. So we have, yet again, a full count. Drew Rasmussen, the sixth man to bat already in this inning, but no runs in. Bases full of Snurdbirds. Runners go. Tapped. Foul. The payoff pitch. No reason for the runners not to be wheeling. 2 out. Bases loaded. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Bottom of the first inning. Drew Rasmussen at the plate. Swings. Strikes out. Had a pitch down and away, and Grant Ludwig gets out of a major jam. Bases loaded. And he escapes the bottom of the first inning unscathed. Just 1 hit, no runs. 0-0 Lake Henry Lakers and Midway Snurdbirds. You're watching PrepSpotlight.tv. Welcome back to the Class C Town Ball State Tournament here in Springfield, Minnesota. It's Lake Henry and Midway entering the second inning with no score. Grant Ludwig, the pitcher, is batting against Stetson Berkman. The Lakers up to bat. Takes strike 1. The regular season record for Lake Henry was just 2-7. But it's not always what you do in the regular season. They won 3 straight in the playoffs to qualify them for regions, and then they made it here. That's ball 1 to Ludwig from Berkman. Lakers didn't record a hit in the first inning. That one's cracked down the left field line, but working foul. Ludwig out in front of that one. Good contact and a good tracking of the ball, but early. And that's a called third strike. Ludwig didn't think much of it, but ran back to his dugout after he strikes out looking because he's the pitcher and he wants that pitch when he's pitching. Shaking his head a little, though, as he takes his helmet off. Matt Leeser now up to bat for the Lake Henry Lakers. Already the 3rd strikeout for Stetson Berkman. 2 looking. There's a ball on the outside part of the zone. Matt Leeser, the 3rd baseman for the Lakers. There's a strike on the outside part of the zone. Lake Henry a bit depleted. due to the pandemic, some of their main starters not making this trip. There's a swing and a chopper to first base, fielded cleanly by Ray Mueller at first and steps on the bag for the out. Easy play for out number 2 in this second inning.
Brings up the shortstop, number 16, Sam Hopper.
Sam Hopper now, the shortstop for the Lakers. Bats 7th for Lake Henry, and he'll face Berkman with 2 out, nobody on in the second. Takes ball 1 outside. Stetson Berkman has been working that outside area in the strike zone and outside the strike zone, where he's most comfortable so far, at least. There's a ball, 2-0 the count to Hopper. Strike finds the zone. 3-1 now. Swing and a chopper to second, or shortstop, I should say. A terrible hop. An unlucky break as that hit the lip of the grass and an uneven part in the turf. Hopped well over the shortstop, Preston Reaver's head. Nothing he could do about it. That's going to be a hit. A bit of a fluke, but a hit nonetheless, and Sam Hopper will take it. He's on first base now with 2 outs in the inning. Adam Miller, the designated hitter for Lake Henry, steps to the plate, hoping to put back-to-back hits together and maybe a 2-out rally for the Lakers. Sam Hopper getting the sign from his third base coach. 2 out. Runners might have intentions to steal. Don't go anywhere on that pitch, and that one's high and outside. Maybe just high for ball number 2. Lake Henry, but a 50-minute drive west of St. Cloud, Minnesota. There's a strike as he finds that outside part of the strike zone. Population of Lake Henry proper is very small, just over 100 people, though the club fields players from the neighboring towns. I believe there's a 30-mile radius rule. And there goes the runner. Chopped through the right side where the second baseman used to be, and the lead runner will go all the way to third base on a perfectly executed hit and run. That's just how you draw it up. Sam Hopper took off. Second baseman Chris Basso went to cover second base, and Adam Miller waited for the ball to get deep in the zone, chopped it through the right side, and it was wide open, almost as if there was a shift, but it was just the fielder covering second base. So a hit and run perfectly executed with 2 outs. Runners at the corners now for Trent Wetland. The 9-hole hitter will look to come up with the game's first RBI. Watches strike 1. Two hits for the Lakers so far in this inning. The first 2 hits of their day. Berkman. The pitch and a shallow fly ball over second base. Second baseman going back. That's Chris Basso backpedaling, working sideways, and hauling in, making a nice play to end the inning. So the Lakers get 2 hits. They leave 2 but no runs. It's still 0-0 as we go to the bottom half of the second inning. You're watching PrepSpotlight.tv.
And 2 left on base.
Welcome back to Springfield in the Class C State Town Ball Tournament. Round number 1 here at the home of the Tigers. It will be the bottom half of the second inning. That means the home team, the Midway Snurdbirds, are up to bat. And a foul ball right off the bat. And now a hard chopper down the third baseline, foul. That's Ray Mueller batting. Another foul ball as he's hacking away, but nothing out in front of him so far. Ray Mueller. Watches a close pitch go by for ball number 1 in this at-bat, his first in the second inning. Number 2 is Ray Mueller. That one, another foul ball out of play, just got a piece of it to keep himself alive. Ray Mueller, first baseman. Grant Ludwig got a piece of Mueller. That one not anywhere where he wanted the ball and misses badly. And so Mueller is hit by the pitch.
The pitcher, number 17, Stetson Berkman.
That brings up Stetson Berkman, the pitcher.
What do you have written down for Bronner's first air?
And he offers, looks like, at the first pitch, but the appeal to the umpire at second base says he did go. Looks like that barrel went around. So strike 1 with 1 runner on and nobody out. Stetson Berkman at the plate. Fouled out of play, strike 2. Pitch from Ludwig. Grounded hard through the hole on the right side. The second hit we've seen in as many half innings in that very location. Good opposite field hitting from Stetson Berkman, and the runner moves to second. That makes 2 runners on base now with nobody out. And the second hit of the game for the Snurdbirds. Ike Killinen. Bunting. Good bunt to the pitcher. Thinks about, not quite good enough. The lead runner is retired after a bang play and a good play by Grant Ludwig. Bunt probably not down the line enough, and Ludwig hopped off the mound, scooped, spun, threw, and got the runner by a step. So Ray Mueller is erased. Stetson Berkman, Ike Killinen now on first and second, respectively. On the fielder's choice. That's Zach Eder, foul ball, and on the recoil, his bat got a piece of the catcher, Shane Campson. Zach Eder, the third baseman, the leadoff man. He doubled his first time up, but was stranded at third base. Good escape act by Grant Ludwig after he had a man on third 90 feet away with nobody out to start the game and never let him cross home. The pitch here in the second inning. Grounded to shortstop. This could be two. Shortstop to second. Too slow of a ball to turn the double play. Sam Hopper fielded that ball at shortstop and got the force out at second. So now runners at the corners as Stetson Berkman makes his way to third base while Ike Killinen is forced out at second. Zach Eder finds his way to first base on the fielder's choice. Preston Reber, two-hole hitter, wants something to hit and almost gets hit. Ball one. Here's a pop-up to the first baseman, calling everybody off. Reaches behind him, almost let that one get away, but that's the third out on a pop-up. One hit for the Snurdbirds, but it remains 0-0. At the Class C State Amateur Baseball Tournament, you're watching PrepSpotlight.tv, your home for the State Amateur Tournament.
What's special about high school sports? The passion, the excitement, the memories.
Down on three at the buzzer. Good! It's good! Du Bois wins it for the Rebels.
It's about impacting your community, connecting your business to this audience. This is where your customers live, where they shop. This is their circle of life. This is where your business should be. Connect with your best potential customers. This is your invitation. Get in the game.
Welcome back to Springfield, Minnesota, where the Class C State Amateur Baseball Tournament is being held. One of two sites, Milroy the other one. And we got a close 0-0 ball game in the top of the third inning between the Lake Henry Lakers and the Midway Snurdbirds. The Lakers have their third ups, hoping to get something going against pitcher Stetson Berkman for Midway. Colin Spooner leading off. The leadoff man is leading off an inning once again. He struck out his first time up. The lefty with a blue and pine-colored bat takes strike one. Count is 1-1. Warm day out here, but not uncomfortable. Fans out in force at Riverside Park in Springfield. Squares to bunt, chops it right to Berkman, who fields it, throws, plenty of time. Though Spooner can run, that was not a good enough bunt to get a hit. Berkman, a good play to retire the first batter of this third inning.
Number 2, Shane Campson.
1-3, the ground out there. Shane Campson, number 2 hitter, number 2 jersey, is up next. He got hit by a pitch, then stole second base and went to third on a throwing error his first time up. 1 out, nobody on for Lake Henry. The catcher watches that one miss the strike zone. And that's a ball outside. 2-0 to Shane Campson, who's one of the best hitters on this Lakers ball club, batting .475 this season. I'd call that a successful year at the plate. And he takes a strike. Two and 1 the count from Stetson Berkman on the hill for the Snurdbirds. Campson almost offered, caught the outside corner, said the umpire. Campson not in love with that call. Two and 2 the count now. And that ball just misses inside. Campson working this count full. 3 and 2 now. Stetson Berkman, not the quickest worker as pitchers go. Big deep breath before every toss. And here's ball 4 in the dirt. Berkman takes the blame on that one with his catcher. Little pat of the chest, and now they will chit-chat. As you see there, Campson finds himself on first base yet again. Hit by pitch and a walk. That is sufficient, especially when you're trying to get that first run on the board. Matt Quaid is now batting for Lake Henry. 1 on, 1 out. Matt Quaid, coach says he's their other best hitter. Between him and Campson, Quaid watches that ball inside. Quaid was really important when region and postseason play got going. A big part of their Lake Henry's push. Swings and misses right there. Quaid, the center fielder for Lake Henry. And the pitcher steps off. Will ponder his next move. Lake Henry took him about an hour and 45 minutes to get here to Springfield. That's how long Google Maps told me. And there's a pitch outside. Ball 2, 2-1. The count now to Matt Quaid with a runner on first base, his teammate Shane Campson, and 1 out so far in this third inning. Stetson Berkman. Runner goes, and that one's fouled straight back into the netting. A good jump from Shane Campson. Decided to go on the 2-1 count, and now it's 2-2. We'll do it again with just 1 out so far. And here's the pitch. Lined into shallow center, left center field, and that's a hit. The runner will go to third base. The throw coming into second. Takes a big hop after hitting the second baseman, but the runners will stay at the corners. So Matt Quaid gets a nice hard hit in a big situation. Not an RBI, but extends the inning. Almost lost his footing after he took a ginormous rounding of first base, made his way back safely, so that puts runners at the corners, 1 out for Nick Dingman. Campson got all the way to third base. Won't take much for him to score, as a pitcher is heading out to the bullpen right now as Stetson Berkman is facing trouble. And there's a strike that finds the zone. Number 14, Nick Dingman, the left fielder, popped out to the pitcher himself, his first time up in the first inning. 0-1 the count now. Stetson Berkman keeping an eye on the lead runner at third. Runner at first goes. Slapped up the middle. The shortstop will throw wide, and the runner is safe. Everybody is safe. The run will score. That's Campson crossing home for the first run of the game for the Lakers. It's 1-0. They're ruling that one a hit somehow. So an RBI then for Nick Dingman. Soft ground ball to the shortstop. The runner couldn't be recorded out at first because he was going on the pitch, so no force out as an option there. Now runners at first and second. Still 1 out, 1 run in.
Now batting, number 5,
for Lake Henry.
Grant Ludwig.
Grant Ludwig, your starting pitcher, is up to bat. He struck out looking his last time up. Here's the pitch from Berkman. Misses outside. Another person just went down to the bullpen. Don't know if he's going to warm up too or just shag and protect his teammates. Looks like he might be stretching it out. 1 run in so far. 4 hits total in this game for the Lakers. And that one gets by the catcher. Both runners will advance. And momentum building for the Lakers, opposite for the Snurdbirds. It's already been a long top of the third inning and just 1 out recorded for Stetson Berkman and his Midway Ball Club. Lake Henry, 3 starters not here today, but got that first run of the game, and there's a hard line drive to left center field. Could score 2, softly enough. The runner rounding third, and the throw will come into second base. So that's a 2-run RBI single for the pitcher, Grant Ludwig. He helps himself and drives home 2 to put up the Lake Henry Lakers up 3-0.
Two-run single by Ludwig brings up the third baseman, number 9, Matt Leeser.
Matt Leeser now up to bat for Lake Henry, and looks like it might be the end of the road for Stetson Berkman as he hands the ball off to number 13, his manager in the baby blue, and one of the draftees trotting out from the bullpen, and he will pitch next for Midway. We'll take a quick break and be right back on PrepSpotlight.tv. Welcome back here to the third inning between the Lake Henry Lakers and the Midway Snurdbirds. Just the top of the third inning, we had a pitching change as Stetson Berkman couldn't get through this third frame, and in his relief, Austin Manival, as you can see, wearing a different uniform. He is a draftee from the New York Mills Ball Club as he delivers strike 1 in there, facing Matt Leeser. 3 runs already in this inning. For the Lakers, and a runner still on base. That one's high and inside, nearly hit him.
Midway, draftee from New York Mills, Austin Manival.
It's Grant Ludwig, the opposing starting pitcher, on first base after he drove in 2 with a 2 RBI single before this pitching change. 3-0. Lakers on top of the third. 5 hits for the Lakers to the Snurdbirds 2. 1 error for the Birds. And that one's looped in front of the the right fielder, but he makes the catch, and the runner almost got caught off, but back safely in time. That one looked like it was going to drop quicker, but it hung up there for Ike Killinen, who made a good play, then flung it off his back foot, but enough people in the infield to make sure no disaster occurred. That's the second out of this inning. Manival gets his first batter. And now Sam Hopfer, the shortstop, sees strike number 1, Manival. Grant Ludwig still at first base with 2 out now. That one way inside, nearly hit him. Did some acrobatics to get out of the way of that pitch from Austin Manival of New York Mills. You can see he's wearing the dark navy blue, white pants, and red accents. That one's a strike in there to bring the count to 1-2 with 2 outs here in the top of the third inning at Springfield, Minnesota, and Riverside Park, the Class C State Amateur Baseball Tournament. Manival not happy with his effort on that pitch. Looks like it might have been a breaking ball that missed high and inside. 2-2 the count now. That one's popped high into shallow right center field. The second baseman camps under it, makes the play. Chris Basso records the side, but 3 runs do score in the top half of the third inning. Lake Henry Lakers now lead 3-0. You're watching PrepSpotlight.tv. Now he cracks one hard to left field. A 2-run home run. Dead center field.
And the pitch. Grounded towards the right side and past the diving first baseman. Coming up throwing is the right fielder. There will be a play at the plate, and he is safe. He gets underneath the tag. One in the second, and another one. How about that? The trifecta of home runs as Davis hammers it out.
Ready to make a fly ball, pretty well hit the left field. Bulow going back for it, still going, and it is off the wall, or the fence, I should say. Knight around third, throw to the plate, and it would have got him, but Granger could not hang on.
Runner Janke. Here's one hit in the air to left. Carrying deep away back. Miller to the fence. His second home run of the night. A 2-run shot to left.
Off the bottom of the third for the Snurdbirds.
Welcome back to the Class C State Amateur Baseball Tournament. The bottom half of the third inning between the Lake Henry Lakers and the Midway Snurdbirds. Midway trying to respond after Lake Henry put up 3 runs in the top of the third inning. Chris Basso steps into the batter's box. That one's fouled back. Grant Ludwig, the pitcher, still in his third inning of work. That's another foul ball from Chris Basso. And that's strike 3 called. Chris Basso strikes out looking. Grant Ludwig now has 3 strikeouts in this contest. Sam Beck, the catcher, it's his turn to bat now, as that one just misses. And there's another ball to make the count 2-0. That's popped straight up. Looks like the pitcher or the catcher might have a chance at it. The pitcher calls everybody off. Didn't go that high, so he makes the play. Fighting the sun, but records the out. That's out number 2 already in this bottom of the third inning.
Number 12, Steve Wetterling.
Steve Wetterling, the DH, will bat with 2 outs. He hits for Corey Odlin, the center fielder, who is only in for defense. Takes strike 1, and now there is ball 1, so it's 1-1. Steve Wetterling, 37 years old with good power. And that one clips the corner, so it's 1-2. Continues to make the trip from Wilmer. Used to live in Park Rapids nearby. Oh, and that one got him. Might have been the hand or the wrist. He's stretching it out, and he'll head to first base. So that's Steve Wetterling's second time on base. After walking in the first inning, he's hit by the
Number
pitch
21, left fielder
here
Drew
in the third.
Rasmussen.
Drew Rasmussen, the left fielder, excuse me. is up to bat now with 2 out and 1 on. And he swings through an off-speed pitch to make the count 0-2 from Grant Ludwig. Just 2 hits for the Birds so far. And there's strike 3 looking. Grant Ludwig has now struck out 4 batters, 3 of them looking. And that's the end of the inning. Snurdbirds still trailing 3-0 to the Lake Henry Lakers. You're watching PrepSpotlight.tv.
Number 34, the designated hitter, Adam Miller.
Welcome back to Riverside Park, where Lake Henry leads Midway 3-0, and it's the top of the 4th inning. Adam Miller, the designated hitter for Lake Henry, sees strike 1 go by from Austin Monaval, the relief pitcher. Came in relief in the 3rd inning. And a half-hearted swing there from Miller. There's yet another check swing. Was fooled by the filthy pitch from Austin Manaval. Strikeout swinging.
Brings up the right fielder, number 13, Trent
Out number 1,
Wentland.
Trent Wentland now, the batter for Lake Henry. And Austin Manaval working quickly compared to his teammate Stetson Berkman, who was laboring out there. Ball 1 now to Wentland. There now is strike 1 to the Lake Henry right fielder. That one's chopped to the shortstop. Preston Reber will field throw and fell down as he threw. Hit a bump. It might have been that same bump that came into play earlier. Out is recorded nonetheless. Wentland bounced it to the shortstop, who bounced it to the first baseman, but the out is retired. 6-3, the ground out. And now top of the order, Colin Spooner hitting for the 3rd time already. The first baseman has yet to reach base. Two quick strikes to Spooner, who normally is their 3rd baseman, the Lakers, but because of their lack of starting pitchers, and there he goes. Strike 3 looking. Austin Manaval makes extremely quick work of the Lakers in this top half of the 4th inning. The Snurdbirds go to the bottom half of the 4th inning, trailing 3-0. The Class C State Amateur Baseball Tournament. You're watching PrepSpotlight.tv.
What's special about high school sports? The passion, the excitement, the memories.
Now a 3 at the buzzer. Good! It's good! Du Bois wins it for the Rebels.
It's about impacting your community, connecting your business to this audience. This is where your customers live, where they shop. This is their circle of life. This is where your business should be. Connect with your best potential customers. This is your invitation. Get in the game.
Welcome back to Town Ball State Tournament. It's bottom of the fourth inning. The Lakers of Lake Henry leading the Midway Snurdbirds as the Snurdbirds take no time in getting on base in this bottom of the fourth. Ray Mueller swings at the first pitch and grounds one through the hole for a single.
Brings up the third baseman.
Midway
17,
down by
Stetson
3.
Bergman.
A leadoff runner is very welcomed when you're trailing. And that brings up Stetson Berkman, the pitcher. Former pitcher, excuse me. Grounds one to third base. Out recorded at second, but not in time to get Berkman. So force out at second base, going 5-4-3. Fielder's choice. One out, one still on.
Corey Odland.
With the changes to the positions and the pitching in the lineup, Corey Odland now will hit because the designated hitter has changed. I believe Stetson Berkman is now DHing. 2 quick strikes to Odland, as we might have had a double switch too. And that's a quick strikeout from Corey Odland, swinging through the Grant Ludwig pitch.
Brings up the right fielder, number 11, Zach Eder.
And we turn the lineup over. Ike Killinen might have either switched or moved, exited the game. Zach Eder, the leadoff man, third baseman, up with 1 on, 2 out. Oh, 1 pitch. Make it 0-2 as Ludwig has found the zone and found that little outside part of the batter's box, strike zone, and working quickly. Zach Eder. A double his first time up, and then a fielder's choice, and fouls that one off the face mask of the catcher who needs help getting up. Oh, 0-2 still the count to Zach Eder. And that's a close pitch on the outside corner. Didn't quite get the call or make the strike zone. 1-2 the count now from Grant Ludwig. To leadoff man Zach Eder. And there's ball 2. 2 out, 1 on. First base. That's Stetson Berkman. And that one's high, so the count runs full. With 2 out, 1 on. Berkman should be running from first base, though still being held on by the first baseman. The pitch. Cracked high, deep to center field. Center fielder backpedaling, turning around, over his head, lands in the grass. Berkman rounding third, being waved home. The relay coming around up the line, and Berkman slides home safely. That was a deep RBI double from Zach Eder over the center fielder's head. As I mentioned earlier, 452 to dead straightaway center, and that one didn't get nearly that far, but it was still pretty deep. 3-1 now the score. Lake Henry still leading Midway, but only by 2 instead of 3. As Stetson Berkman went from first to home on that double as it went over Matt Quaid's head, and it took him a while to get it back in to the infield. Preston Reber now up to bat. Count runs to 2-1. Grant Ludwig gives up his first run on just the 4th hit he's allowed here in the 4th inning. That's one cracked right back to Ludwig. Stops it, fields it, throws it, and it's out. Nice recovery by the pitcher. After that one bounced off his glove, he had to change direction, use that strong pitching arm to record the final out of the inning. The Snurdbirds do get one. It's now 3-1. Lakers heading to the top of the 5th inning. You're watching PrepSpotlight.tv.
For the Lakers, the catcher.
Welcome back to Riverside Park in Springfield, Minnesota. One of 2 sites of this Class C State Amateur Baseball Tournament in round 1. Here all streaming every single game on PrepSpotlight.tv. It's the top of the 5th inning. The Lakers leading the Snurdbirds 3-1. And Shane Campson, the catcher for the Lakers, up to bat, facing Austin Manival, now entering his 3rd inning of work. Though he entered midway through the 3rd inning, relieving Stetson Berkman. 2nd full inning is what he's starting currently. That one finds the strike zone after a 3-ball count, so it's 3-1 now to Shane Campson, who walked his last time up and did score the first run of the game for the Lakers. Here's strike 2, count runs full. Campson has reached 3rd twice today. His first time up, hit by a pitch, then stole a base and went to 3rd on the throwing error. Walked and scored a run in the 3rd inning. Now it's the 5th, and he is walked once again. That one's inside, and he finds himself in a familiar place, first base
Now batting
for
number
Shane
19,
Campson.
The center fielder, Matt Quaid.
Matt Quaid, another good hitter for Lake Henry. He's stepping into the right-handed hitter's batter's box. Lake Henry had their lead trimmed by 1. The last half inning by Midway. Matt Quaid hitting .340 this season, albeit shortened season because of the pandemic. Takes a strike in there, thought about offering, didn't. 5 hits for the Lakers so far, 4 for the Snurdbirds. Runner goes, gets a great jump, and that one's tapped to the shortstop. No chance for the force out because of the stolen base attempt. But the out is recorded at first base. Matt Quaid grounds out, 6-3, ground out. Might have been a hit and run or just a straight stolen base. Either way, Campson reaches second base.
Nick Dingman.
And Quaid is out for Nick Dingman, the cleanup hitter, with 1 out now. Fouls one back up into the roof here at Riverside Park. Nick Dingman, another one of those guys hitting above 300 for the Lakers. 305 is his mark. Campson has proved that he can steal a base. Oh, almost went there. Put on the brakes. Maybe another hit and run, though the runner was at second base already. Offered at weakly by Dingman. So now his count he faces 0-2 with 1 out. Runner on second. Bluffs. And he strikes out in the dirt. Runner goes to third on the throw down from the catcher. Not really an option from the catcher. At least that's the way he saw it. So the second out is recorded at first base after he goes down swinging, but the runner does move on the play. Grant Ludwig now steps into the batter's box. Remember, Ludwig had that big hit, the 2 RBI single in the 3rd inning, hoping to tack on another run here in the 5th with a runner 90 feet away. Count 1-1. Check swing, umpire says he went, calls it himself. Looked like a close play. Count 1-2. Winner of this game plays Jordan next Sunday at 5 p.m. in Milroy. That one's high, 2-2 the count. Grant Ludwig been pitching well and hitting even better. Allowed 1 run, 4 hits to the Snurdbirds, and he's looking for his second hit right here. Austin Manival on the mound, also been pitching well and wanted to be done pitching this inning. Ran halfway to the foul line before turning around and seeing that pitch was a ball. Full count, 2 out, runner on third. Strike 3 called. Umpire calls him out, and Grant Ludwig is having words with himself, the air. Either way, he strikes out, and Lake Henry can't score. Ludwig will have to recover, get himself together, and get back on the hill as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Lakers leading Birds 3-1.
What's special about high school sports? The passion, the excitement, the memories.
Down on 3 at the buzzer. Good! It's good! DuBois wins it for the Rebels.
It's about impacting your community, connecting your business to this audience. This is where your customers live, where they shop. This is their circle of life, This is where your business should be. Connect with your best potential customers. This is your invitation. Get in the game.
Score update from Milroy. Buffalo
Welcome
is
back
leading
to the
Fort
Class
Ridley
C
2-0
State
in
Amateur
the second.
Baseball Tournament. Game number
Leading
2 of
off
this
for
Saturday
Midway,
at the Springfield
second
site.
baseman, number 4, Chris Basso.
Midway batting in the bottom half of the third inning, trailing 3-1. Chris Basso, the second baseman, is up to bat. He's one of the veterans in town ball, 39 years old, 25th year of amateur baseball. Swings the first pitch, grounds it to shortstop. Sam Hopfer throws him out. Routine play for the shortstop, routinely made, and first pitch, first out for the Lakers.
Number 8, the catcher, Sam Beck.
Sam back now, up to bat with one out. Watches ball one go by. 24 years old. He came over from Detroit Lakes last year. He lets that one also go by. Count now 2-1. This one's high on the left side in foul territory. Might have a play. The third baseman leaning over the dugout and makes a nice play. Checked his line where he was going to step a couple times, found the ball again, once again, and made the nice catch in foul territory over his own dugout. That's 2 outs now. And Steve Wetterling up to bat for the Snurdbirds. Designated hitter, Steve Wetterling, number 12. And they'll get a new ball. The pitch from Grant Ludwig, that one bangs off the roof. Catcher tried to catch it, wouldn't have mattered. 1-2 the count to Wetterling. 2 out, nobody on. Snurdbirds have their first 2 batters in this inning rapidly retired. Unincorporated community is Midway, equidistant between Detroit Lakes and Park Rapids, and that one's fouled away. A lot of their players come from those 2 towns, and to get here to Springfield, about 3.5 hours drive. There's a ball high to Wetterling. Wetterling reached base both times, but never got farther than first. Has no official at-bats, 2 plate appearances, a walk in the first and a hit by pitch in third. Swings, loops one over the shortstop. Looks like Sam Hopfer is there, and he makes the play. Well, go to a break with Lakers leading 3-1.
Yep,
And look at
three
some
down for Midway,
highlights
bottom
from
of
the
fifth.
Class A state baseball tournament last weekend. Now he cracks one hard to left field. A 2-run home run. Dead center field.
And the pitch. Grounded towards the right side and past the diving first baseman. Coming up throwing is the right fielder. There will be a play at the plate, and he is safe. He gets underneath the tag. One in the second, and another one. How about that? The trifecta of home runs as Davis hammers it out.
Ready to the fly ball, pretty well hit the left field. Bulow going back for it, still going, and it is off the wall, or the fence, I should say. Knight around third, throw to the plate, and it would have got him, but Granger could not hang on.
Runner Janke. Here's one hit in the air to left. Carrying deep away back. Miller to the fence. His second home run of the night. A 2-run shot to left.
Welcome back to the 6th inning of this contest between the Lakers and the Snurdbirds. It's round 1 of the Town Ball State Tournament in Class C, Lake Henry and Midway. There's Lake Henry leading off with a ground ball to the second baseman. Nearly a terrific play made by Chris Basso at second base after it got by Ray Mueller, but it couldn't quite be picked after a really tough throw for the pitcher, Austin Monteval, to handle.
Base hit for Lisa.
So that's going to be ruled a base hit is what they're saying.
Sam Hopford.
Tough play for any one of the 3 players involved. Matt Leeser knocked that ball to the right side, so he's standing on first base to lead off the inning, and the Lakers have a chance. As a bunt is attempted, that's a foul ball. Sam Hopfer, the shortstop, attempted that bunt. He's batting now with a runner on first and nobody out. Austin Manival entering his 3rd full inning of work. And that is thrown to first base, airmailed, but backed up nicely by the right fielder, and no one will advance, Leeser won't advance, just one runner on base. He slid back, didn't really get a eye on that ball until it was in the glove of the right fielder, Ike Killinen. So 1-1 to count, 1 run on, 1 runner on, nobody out. Another bunt offering, and he takes it, but it's called strike, so now 2 strikes, and the play might have changed for the Lakers. Generally don't want to bunt with 2 strikes because the risk of striking out is high. And there's a strikeout anyway. Watches strike 3 just go by him. Not a good at bat for Sam Hopfer.
Brings up the designated
Strikes
hitter,
out
number 34,
looking.
Adam Miller.
Adam Miller now, the DH, will come up with 1 on and 1 out now. As Austin Manival has been racking in the Ks since entering in the 3rd inning. He has 5 strikeouts. 2 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th, and 1 so far here in the top of the 6th inning. Checks the runner, throws, grounded at third base, through the hole, past the 3rd baseman. And Austin Miller gets his 2nd hit of the game. They will gather on the mound now. Looks like Stetson Berkman has moved from the pitcher's mound to the third base position, and now Austin Manival, his day is done as he's getting taken out after a couple hard ground balls get through the infield. And a new pitcher. For the Snurdbirds. We will take a quick break, get back to you with the man on the mound. Welcome back here to the sixth inning, and we have a pitching change. Jake Lund, the man on the mound. And Alex White now playing third base instead of former pitcher Stetson Berkman. So Jake Lund will face Trent Wetland after 2 hard hits and 2 runners on with 1 out in the top of the 6th inning. The Lakers hoping to extend their lead. 3-1 currently is the score. Lund delivers a strike. Lund, one of the veterans on this team, 39 years old. He's been one of their best pitchers for quite a long time for Midway. That one's in there for strike 2 to Trent Wetland, who has popped out and grounded out so far in this contest. Jake Lund played D1 college back in the day, college baseball I should say. Took last year off from amateur baseball, but he's back playing for the Birds. He has 2 strikes on his first man faced. That one's high, a ball. And here's the pitch. Big swing and a miss at a high fastball. And Trent Wetland strikes out. Jake Lund retires the first batter he faces by the strikeout. Colin Spooner now. He's struck out twice. 0 for 3 today. And he'll try to get a 2-out hit and drive in a run. There's a strike in there. A little more velocity, it appears, just from up here by the naked eye versus the last pitcher for Midway. That one's misses. 7 hits for the Lakers, trying to add 1 more and maybe tack a run on to their 3-run total so far. Runners at second, and the pickoff is faked. Shortstop Preston Reaver was sneaking behind him, but not a big enough opening for Lund to throw the ball down that way. Now he comes set, gets ready. 1-1 the count. Lined short to shortstop. Throws across his body, up the line. He's safe. Spooner collided with first baseman as he was diving. Both went tumbling. everybody's safe. Base is now loaded, and they'll check on Spooner. That was a tough play for the shortstop Preston Reaver. Going to his right, having to turn, stop, wind up, and throw across his body across the infield. Spooner getting a round of applause as he appears to be walking it off, limping a tad. So the base is now loaded as the manager goes back to his dugout. Spooner will call that a hit. Third single of the 6th inning.
Now batting.
Lead
Number
runner
2,
on third
the
base,
catcher,
Matt Leeser.
Shane
On second
Campson.
base, Adam Miller. On first base, Colin Spooner and Shane Campson up to bat now. He's reached base all 3 times, though none by a hit. As is his tradition, he watches the first one go by. 2 walks for Shane, as well as a hit by pitch in the first inning. He's made his way to third base every single time. That's 3 times, as well as scoring 1 run so far. Almost offers at that fastball. That's a strike. Count runs to 1-1. Jake Lund pitching to Shane Campson with 2 out, bases juiced in the top of the 6th inning here in Springfield. Time called after delay by the pitcher. Chance to break it open here for one of the better hitters on this Lakers ball club. Bases loaded. The pitch misses outside. Two and 1 the count to the catcher, Campson. Big swing. High pitch, and Campson just yelling at himself for swinging at such a pitch out of the strike zone. It's 2-2 now. Lund has an interesting motion with his glove before he throws. And that's right down the middle. Fastball. Didn't swing, and they get out of the inning. They escape unscathed to the Midway Snurdbirds. Jake Lund strikes out his 2 batters as he enters in relief. It's still 3-1 Lakers. You're watching PrepSpotlight.tv.
The left fielder, Drew Rasmussen.
Welcome back to Springfield, Minnesota in the Class C Town Ball State Tournament. The bottom of the 6th inning now. Lakers leading 3-1. Grant Ludwig still on the hill as he delivers a pitch that's knocked over the third baseman's head, and he makes the catch. That's Matt Leeser. First pitch, first out recorded. Drew Rasmussen popped that one out.
Brings up the first baseman, number 2, Ray Mueller.
Now Ray Mueller will hit with one down in the 6th inning. Grant Ludwig, he'll take one pitch outs anytime he can get them. Delivers a ball high there to Ray Mueller. This one's skied. Might have a chance, the catcher, but that's out of play. Bangs into the top of the metal roof here. Ray Mueller starting this season after sitting on the bench for much of his amateur baseball career. Last 7-8 years he's been a reserve. Leads the team in home runs with 3 this year and strikes out here looking. That's another backward K. Grant Ludwig, another K, and that's 2 down already in the 6th inning. Now here is Jake Lund, who just entered the game as a reliever, and he knocks one, wastes no time, single to center. Where's he been this whole time? Jake Lund sees the pitch,
Jake Lund
knocks it into center field for a single.
16, Corey Odlin.
Corey Odlin now, the center fielder who was double switched down here after not hitting as the being designated hit for early in the game. Now he's hitting, playing center still and in the 9 hole. He's got a runner on base to work with. Still, though, 2 outs. Thought about swinging. His pitch was close as it is. Called a ball. 1-1 now. Here's the pitch. That one finds the zone. 1-2 to Corey Odlin, number 16. Odlin takes a close pitch for ball 2. He's used in a lot of different positions for the Snurdbirds. Very versatile utility man. Playing center field. Can run. Swings at that one, knocks it to third base. Past third baseman, the shortstop handles it. Sliding, no chance on a throw. Sam Hopper made the smart decision, ranging to his right. There's now runners at first and second after back-to-back singles for Midway. And we'll turn the lineup over again, but we might be getting a pitching change. Grant Ludwig has pitched well. Allowed 1 run on 6 hits, 2 of them coming past couple minutes. Large discussion on the hill, and looks like one of the draftees will trot out of the dugout, number 31 for Midway. Grant Ludwig, a good day. He'll leave in the bottom of the 6th inning. And we will stay right here as we'll let you know when we learn who this player pitching is. Wearing a different uniform, as you can tell. Red, blue, and white, as most baseball uniforms are. Different shade than the Lakers usually handle. Draftee not on my list of the 3 draftees, at least by number. So we will discover as time progresses who this pitcher is. Remember, if you're watching, you've already made a purchase to watch this game. All classes, A through C, just $35, $34.99 to watch live and or replays of them. You can also decide just to watch a single game. That's just $6.99. All of Class C replay and live is $29.99 on prepspotlight.tv.
Now pitching from the Farming Flames, number 32, Tyler Schrader.
As you might have heard, Tyler Schrader, the new pitcher from the Farming Flames. A draftee.
First base is number 5, Grant Ludwig.
Ludwig will go from
number 10,
pitcher to
Nick
first.
Freeman is out there somewhere.
Don't know if Spooner exited the game, though that's what it appears. And Schrader will face Zach Eder with 2 runners on and 2 out. Delivers strike 1. Steps off, wants to see the signs again. Trying to escape a jam and preserve the Lakers' lead. There's a pitch low in the dirt, stopped by the catcher Campson. Midway, 6 hits, just 1 run. That came in the 4th inning. Leadoff man Zach Eder, the third baseman, awaits. Strike. 1-2. That one fouled away. Midway hoping to make it out of round 1. Though trailing by 2 right now. They are the 2010 state champions. So it's been 10 years since they claimed glory. It's their 21st time in the state tournament. Ball in the dirt. Good stop again by Campson. Family affair here. Dads and sons played together, and passing of the torch has happened in the past couple years, though many veterans still on the team. There's a high pop-up fly ball in the infield. Catcher, third baseman's going to call it off. Big fist bump from Campson as they escape. 2 runners on situation. And we will head to the 7th inning. Lakers of Lake Henry leading 3-1 over the Midway Snurdbirds. You're watching the Class C Town Ball State Tournament on PrepSpotlight.tv.
What's special about high school sports? The passion. The excitement. The memories.
Down on 3 at the buzzer. Good! It's good! Du Bois wins it for the Rebels.
It's about impacting your community. Connecting your business to this audience. This is where your customers live, where they shop. This is their circle of life. This is where your business should be. Connect with your best potential customers. This is your invitation. Get in the game.
Welcome back here to Springfield, Minnesota. About 2+ hours drive from the Twin Cities for the Class C State Amateur Baseball Tournament Week 1 here. We got games Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. This is game 2 of Saturday's 4-game set here at Springfield. We're entering the top of the 7th inning. Lake Henry up on Midway 3-1. Matt Quaid, the 3-hole hitter, takes strike 1 from Jake Lund, the 3rd pitcher for Midway. Escaped a jam after coming in relief in the last inning, I should say. Foul, Tapper back behind home plate from Quaid, the center fielder. Quaid is known as one of the better hitters on this ball club. Has one single today. It's a ball high. That's a shallow fly ball to right field. And the out is recorded. That's Zach Eder moving from third base to right field. Don't know if it was this inning. I believe it was prior to that. A lot of moving parts here. So that's out number 1. On top of the 7th inning as Jake Lund delivers to his next batter who fouls it back. That's Nick Dingham, another good hitter for the Lakers. And there's an awkward looking swing from Dingham. As Jake Lund. It's a healthy fastball and just saw a good breaking ball there. Gets a piece, does Dingham, to stay alive. Still 2 strikes from Jake Lund. Number 13 on the hill in baby blue. One out, nobody on. 2 strikes to the batter. Cracks one to the third baseman. Can't control it. And that's a hard single by the third base side for Nick Dingham. Second hit of the day for Nick.
Brings up the first baseman, number 5, Grant Ludwig.
Grant Ludwig started the game as a pitcher, was recently removed in the last half inning. He's still playing first base and has the biggest hit of the day, that 2 RBI single in the 3rd. He'll bat now with a runner on. That's that one. Be called a ball. Carter Wessel, who is one of the best hitters on this team and one of the best pitchers, is not here as the runner goes. And that ball was high and inside. No throw attempted by catcher Sam Beck. So a stolen base for Nick Dingham and another runner in scoring position for the Lakers, who just lead by 2. It's been that way since the 4th inning when the Birds got 1 run back. That one's tapped high off the plate towards second base. Chris Basso can't charge fast enough and get there in time after that ball wasn't moving forward fast. Everybody's safe. Grant Ludwig taps it high off home plate for a single. Got back-to-back singles here in the 7th inning. Now runners at the corners. Nick Dingman at third. Grant Ludwig at first. 1 out for Matt Leeser. There's a strike from Jake Lund. And there's a strike, borderline pitch for strike number 2 to Matt Leeser. Runner goes, and strike 3 called. So a strikeout combined with a stolen base as Leeser walks back to the dugout with the bat still on his shoulder. It's out number 2. And now 2 runners in scoring position as Ludwig moved up. Sam Hopper, the shortstop, looking to drive in a run or 2. Knocks one over into foul territory near first base, back and not playable. That one didn't get up very high, and no chance for the first baseman. 1 strike. There's a strike 2. Gonna play Spring Hill or Lake Henry before a COVID outbreak on the Spring Hill team to qualify for state. So game was forfeited, and here they are leading in round 1. Strike 3. Jake Lund decides he doesn't want to pitch in this inning anymore. Strikes out the last 2 batters. And we're going to the bottom of the 7th inning. The Lakers, they still lead 3-1 on PrepSpotlight.tv.
Leading off the bottom of the 7th.
Welcome back to Riverside Park in
5,
Springfield, Minnesota. And Preston Reaver will face Tyler Schrader as the Snurdbirds look to cut away a 2-run deficit in the bottom of the 7th inning. That one's inside to Reaver. Preston, 23 years old, the youngest of 4 Reaver brothers. Patrick and Marcus, 2 of his brothers, play for the Blaine Fusion in Class B. And here's a fly ball to center, left center, and the left fielder will have it. It's Nick Dingman, and Reaver is retired quickly in the bottom of the 7th inning. Tyler Schrader
now batting
gets a
number
quick
4,
out
the second baseman,
after coming in
Chris
relief
Basso.
in the last inning. He is a draftee, as you can tell by his mismatching uniform. Can't be expected to make new uniforms in the day and age that we are living with scheduling and such. Ball 1 to Chris Basso, the number 3 hitter for the Snurdbirds. Big swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch. That's strike 1. The second baseman, number 4 for the Birds, struck out looking his first 2 times up, then he grounded out to the shortstop a couple innings ago. Hits this one high and pretty deep to left field, but it looks like Nick Dingman is camped under it and makes the catch. That's 2 outs, both to Dingman in this bottom of the 7th inning, and the Snurdbirds of Midway
number 8, Sam Back.
are facing 2 outs already. Sam Beck, the catcher. hopes to do something about that. High and inside. Schrader wearing his pants hiked up, old school fashion with the striped baby blue socks. That one's inside, but over the inside corner. 1-1 the count. There's a breaking ball low for ball 2. No runs have scored since the bottom of the 4th inning. That's when Midway scored their lone run of this contest. Lakers have 3, and those 3 runs came all in 1 inning also. That was the 3rd inning. That one well inside. Tried to get out of the way, did number 8, but it hit him, and he's on his way to first base after getting hit by the pitch.
Brings up number 12, the designated hitter, Steve Wetterling.
That's Beck's 2nd time reaching base via non-hit. He reached on a fielder's choice in the 1st inning. Steve Wetterling now. Takes strike 1. Two fly balls. Nick Dingman in left field to start this inning, and now here's another one. Nick Dingman kept busy out there. All 3 outs to the left fielder. And that's 7 completed. Midway trails Lake Henry 3-1 in the Class C Town Ball State Tournament. You're watching Prep Spotlight. .tv.
Now he cracks one hard to left field. A 2-run home run. Dead center field.
And the pitch. Grounded towards the right side and past the diving first baseman. Coming up throwing is the right fielder. There will be a play at the plate, and he is safe. He gets underneath the tag. One in the 2nd, and another one. How about that? The trifecta of home runs as Davis hammers it out.
Ready for the fly ball, pretty well hit the left field. Bulow going back for it, still going, and it is off the wall, or the fence, I should say. Knight around 3rd, throw to the plate, and it would have got him, but Granger could not hang on.
Runner Janke. Here's one hit in the air to left. Carrying deep away back. Miller to the fence. His 2nd home run of the night. A 2-run shot to left.
Welcome back to the Class C State Baseball Tournament here in beautiful Springfield, Minnesota. Adam Miller, the designated hitter for the Lake Henry Lakers, steps into the batter's box in the top of the 8th inning, facing Jake Lund of the Midway Snurdbirds. The Lake Henry Lakers, they lead 3-1 after scoring 3 runs in the 3rd inning. They have 10 hits so far, no errors. Adam Miller swings through that Jake Lund pitch. Lake Henry haven't been able to get much going the past few frames. That one's knocked foul. Seven of their last 8 outs, Lake Henry, have come by the strikeout. there's another one. Make it 8 of the last 9 batters have struck, 9 outs have struck out. There have been hits mixed in there. So Adam Miller strikes out swinging for out number 1 in the 8th inning. Trent Wentland, the right fielder, now up. He struck out once his last time up. That one's popped behind home plate. Might have a chance. It's Sam Beck, and that's into the netting. No play, foul ball. Jake Lund, 4 Ks already. In now 1 2/3 innings of work. There's a ball inside. Count runs to 2-1 to Trent Wentland. Hasn't reached base yet today. Fouled it straight back, just missed that pitch. The 9-hole hitter for the Lakers. As we mentioned, a depleted team. 3 of their starters not making the trip. Related in some way to the pandemic. That one's grounded to third base. Bad throw in the dirt. Dig not made by the first baseman. Alex White, I believe, is still there at third base. Didn't make a good throw, and that's a throwing error. Trent Wentland is on base for the first time this afternoon.
Brings up the second baseman,
reaching on a throwing
10,
error.
Nick Ryman.
A new pinch hitter, looks like, for the Lake Henry Lakers. Number 10, Nick Ryman. Appears to be hitting for Colin Spooner. With 1 runner on and 1 out in the top of the 8th inning. 1-1 the count from Nick Ryman in his first at-bat of the day. Jake Lund looks in, checks the runner. And that one's fouled straight back. Nick Ryman might have come in as a defensive replacement in the last half inning. Takes the ball outside to run the count even. 2-2. Top of the 8th inning here. The winner on to round 2 at the Class C state tournament. Swung through. Ryman goes down swinging, and another strikeout for Jake Lund, who doesn't really get guys out any other way, save once. Out number 2. And Shane Campson will step to the plate. He had been having a good day going, but did strike out looking his last time up with runners on base. Make that 9 of the last 10 outs. The Midway Snurdbirds have recorded of the Lakers coming by the strikeout. Runner on first, 2 out. High pop up to the shortstop. Preston Reaver wants it. Moves at the last second and makes the play. There's a non-strikeout, and there's the end of the top half of the 8th inning. Lake Henry Lakers still lead 3 runs to the Snurdbirds 1. We're headed to the bottom of the 8th inning. You're watching PrepSpotlight.tv.
update from Milroy.
Welcome back to the home of the Tigers. That's what the signs say here in Springfield, Minnesota, southwest Minnesota, about 2 hours southwest of the cities. And Lake Henry Lakers are hoping to inch closer to a win. It is the bottom of the 8th inning, and they lead by 2 over the Snurdbirds of Midway. Midway, Drew Rasmussen, Yellow Dome, hoping to reach base for the first time this afternoon. Lines one to center field. That might do it. Center fielder charging, and it won't do it because Matt Quaid, if that's still him out there, makes the play. And I believe that is my man Trent Wetland, moved from right field to center field without my noticing. So that's one pitch, one out, I believe. Yes, and Ray Mueller steps to the batter's box. Half-hearted swing, and that's this. Oh my goodness, that one's going to be called ball. One out, nobody on. There's a swing and a miss from Ray Mueller. Tyler Schrader pitching. That's fouled. So now it is 1-2. Tyler Schrader, a draftee, getting a chance to play baseball, and that's all you can really ask for, right, in summer. I'm sure he is appreciative of this opportunity after his team couldn't be fielded. Midway hoping to make their way back in this 8th inning, already one down. Midway, they do have an older roster, though a mix of young guys as well. That one's fouled straight back. 3 former region MVPs on this team. How about that? There are guys commuting because of the heritage rule, which means if you have a connection to the town, you can play town ball there. Players from Victoria, Coon Rapids. There's a pop-up, shallow left field, left fielder running in, and that's very high, so plenty of time for the out to be recorded.
Brings up the pitcher, number 13, Jake Lund.
That's Nick Dingman. Still out there in left field. And Jake Lund, the pitcher, is stepping into the batter's box. Singled his last time up, and his only at-bat of this game after entering as a relief pitcher. Takes ball one. Strike one now. Some old guys stepped away last year. Many returned this year for Midway. Lund watches that one go by. He was one of those old guys, as they say. Older, I should say. That one knocked to the opposite field, slicing down the right field line. Lund doesn't have a lot of wheels, and he'll hold up at first base with a soft single to right field. 2 for 2 now, Lund is. Looks like he's going to pinch run for himself. Good day at the plate, good day at the rubber on the mound for Lund as he reaches base via the single.
Pinch runner at first base, number 3, Pete Margema.
Pete Margema pinch running
Now
at first base for Jake
center
Lund.
fielder, number 16, Corey Odlin.
Corey Odlin now playing center field after starting the game in right is, he's played center field this whole entire game. He's batting with 1 on, 2 out. Swing and a miss. Small lead from the pinch runner, and there's a smack from Odlin into left field. That's a solid single with 2 out. Now back-to-back singles by the Snurdbirds, and the tying run is on first base here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Back to the top of the order, right fielder, number 11, Zach Eder.
Zach Eder now doubled twice in this game. Snurdbirds would take another. Takes ball one. 2 runners on. 2 batters out. His time is running out, but a golden opportunity for Zach Eder at the plate, the third baseman. Ball in the dirt. Eder signals to his lead runner to stay put. There's a strike. The count runs to 2-1. Number 3, Pete Margema is the pinch runner on second base. Swing and got a piece of it, did Eder. Now 2 strikes. Pete Margema on second. Corey Odlin on first. This one's high and shallow to center field. The shortstop, Sam Hopfer, camped under it, and he makes the catch to end the rally. So another crisis averted for the Lake Henry Lakers as they still lead Midway 3-1 in the Class C state tournament, round number 1 in Springfield. We're going to the top of the 9th inning, 3-1 the score. You're watching PrepSpotlight.tv.
What's special about high school sports? The passion, the excitement, the memories.
Down on 3 at the buzzer. Good! It's good! Du Bois wins it for the Rebels.
It's about impacting your community, connecting your business to this audience. This is where your customers live, where they shop. This is their circle of life. This is where your business should be. Connect with your best potential customers. This is your invitation. Get in the game.
Welcome back to Springfield, the home of the Tigers. It's now the top of the 9th inning, and we have a new pitcher on the mound for the Snurdbirds, Zach Eder.
Number 19, the center fielder, Matt Quaid.
He's played in the field in this game, and he is now on the hill, facing Matt Quaid, the leadoff man in this inning for the Lakers. That's a strike, catches the inside corner, and 0-2 the count. And the pitch from Eder, breaking ball low, misses. 1-2 now the count. He's one of those former region MVPs, is Eder, that I mentioned before. 3 on this team, and Matt Quaid strikes out swinging. His second strikeout of the day. Eder K's his first batter.
14, Nick Dingman.
Now Nick Dingman, he struck out once, but does have 2 singles. 2 for 4 on the day, his 5th at-bat upcoming. Takes ball 1 on the outside part of the zone. And there's strike 1 swinging from number 14, the left fielder who's seen a lot of action out there, catching fly balls. 1 inning, he made every single out. Last inning, he made 1 out, I believe. And check swing, he went around, says the umpire. Looks like the crowd not happy. 1-2 the count from Zach Eder to Nick Dingman. Lines one foul down the first base line. We'll do it again. Lake Henry, remember, getting into this state tournament, their last game was forfeited. And now they're leading in the 9th inning of this contest with Midway, and strike 3 called. Rung up is Nick Dingman. 2 strikeouts to start the day of work for Zach Eder. That one looking.
Number 5, Grant Ludwig.
Insurance runs was the mission in this top half of the first, leading by 2 for Lake Henry, but 2 up, 2 strikeouts, and now Grant Ludwig swing is big at the first pitch and can't make contact. New pitcher is avoiding the bats of the batters he faces so far. 3-1 the score. That one's lined into the gap. Closing is the right fielder. Cuts it off. That's going to be a hard single. Nice, strong hit by Grant Ludwig. And a nice play out in the field to get around it and make sure that was just a single.
Brings up the third baseman.
Here with 2 out in the top of the 9th.
Leeser.
Matt Leeser now, the third baseman, with 2 out, facing a new pitcher. Watches strike 1. Remember, game 3, pardon me, is coming up next. Ryan Phelps will be on the call for that one, as well as game 4 following that. Top of the 9th right now. Strike 2. The status quo since the 4th inning has been a 3-1 score. No more runs since then. Lakers want insurance, but they'll be happy if neither team scores. Line drive, fly ball I should say, to shallow right field. Play is made, 3rd out recorded, and we head to the bottom of the 9th. The Midway Snurdbirds with one last chance to keep their town ball season alive in the state tournament. They trail 3-1 here in Springfield, Minnesota. You're watching PrepSpotlight.tv.
What's special about high school sports? The passion, the excitement, the memories.
Down on 3 at the buzzer. Good! It's good! Du Bois wins it for the Rebels.
It's about impacting your community, connecting your business to this audience. This is where your customers live, where they shop. This is their circle of life. This is where your business should be. Connect with your best potential customers. This is your invitation. Get in the game.
Leading off the bottom
Welcome back to Springfield, Minnesota, and the bottom of the ninth, as Lake Henry hopes to close this one out against Midway. The Snurdbirds, though, hoping to make a dramatic comeback, down 3-1. Preston Reaver takes a big hack at the first pitch of the inning, can't make contact. Still Tyler Schrader, just the second pitcher of this game for Lake Henry, and he is having success so far in this frame. 2 pitches, 2 strikes. That one down 0-2, and a hard line drive by Preston Reber. That's a heck of a job hitting. Down 0-2, let the ball get into the batter's box and drove a hard single to right field. There will be a meeting on the mound with manager and Tyler Schrader. That's going to be the end of the road for Schrader, and we will take one quick break as another pitcher enters the game for Lake Henry to close this one out. We'll be right back on PrepSpotlight.tv. And welcome back out here to Springfield, where a pitching change after just one hit in the bottom of the ninth inning. Lake Henry making their best effort to secure this win. A new pitcher, Ethan Vogt, is the new man on the hill. He's a draftee from the El Rosa Saints.
Number 4, Chris Basso.
He'll face the 3-hole hitter for Midway, Chris Basso. Not a good day at the plate for Chris. 0 for 4 so far. And number 4 has a man on first with nobody out as they try to mount a 9th inning rally. Check swing, called strike. Ethan Vogt, the second draftee pitcher for Lake Henry. Their starter, Grant Ludwig, went well into the game. Then Tyler Schrader was just relieved just now. Ground ball third base, could be 2. Out at second and out at first. That's a double play. Matt Leeser, Terry Olscheid to Grant Ludwig.
Brings up the catcher.
5-4-3 double play to erase the runner and trim the hopes of the Midway Snurdbirds to very little. With 2 outs now, nobody on. And last chance for Sam Beck. Sam Beck, the catcher. Swings, ground ball up the middle. And the hope springs eternal as the tying run comes to the plate in number 12, Steve Wetterling.
From back brings up the designated hitter, number 12, Steve Wetterling.
It's all the more disappointing when a runner on base is replaced via caught stealing or a double play, and then the next batter is a hit. Steve Wetterling almost offered, waited. It's ball one. 2 outs, last chance from now on until the tying run potentially is scored. Runner on first, down 2 are the Midway Snurdbirds, and that somehow missed somewhere. It's now 2-0. Remember, next up at 5 p.m., Cannon Falls and Waconia play. Ryan Phelps will have the call on PrepSpotlight.tv. Don't miss that one. 2-0. 3-0. Not missing by much is Ethan Vogt, the El Rosa Saint draftee. Runner on first. Short lead. And ball 4. Steve Wetterling might not have even realized it, as he makes his way now to first base on a 4-pitch walk.
Brings up the left fielder.
The
number
tying
21,
run
Drew
is on
Rasmussen.
first base, and he'll get pinch ran for. Looks like Ike Killinen re-entering the game. He started the game in right field. So Ike Killinen on first. Sam Beck on second. The winning run at the plate in Drew Rasmussen, who has not gotten a hit today, 0 for 4. Ball 1. Strike zone.
Runner at first base, number
Can't
7,
be found anymore.
Ike Killinen.
Drama is potentially upon us. And another ball. Still not missing by much. Runners at second and first. Big swing and a miss from Drew Rasmussen, who struck out first 2 times up, popped out to the third baseman after that, and then a fly out to center in the 8th inning. Tapped it foul into his leg. So now 2-2 the count. Ethan Vogt wants the save. He's 1 strike away, as the scoreboard run column has not changed in a while. 3-1 still to score. A strike away from game over. Drew Rasmussen wants to have something to say about that. High and inside. Rasmussen acrobatics to get out of the way. Full count, 2 out. Runners will run on the pitch. In the dirt, ball 4. That one, no doubt about that ball. A walk for Rasmussen, reaches base for the first time this evening. 2 back-to-back walks. The bases are now juiced. And a meeting on the hill between the infield, Lake Henry manager, and his pitcher and catcher. Inspiration, perhaps. The winning run is now Drew Rasmussen at first base. They pulled in the right fielder a little bit.
First baseman, number 2, Ray Mueller.
Ray Mueller, hit by pitch, singled, struck out, popped out. Heroics is his goal. Strike 1, finds the zone, does Ethan Vogt. Ball 1, just missing inside. 1-1 the count from Ethan Vogt to Ray Mueller. Bases loaded, 2 out. Ball in the dirt. 2-1 the count. Infield, halfway in, 2 out. Play at the easiest base, as they say. Ball in the dirt again, 3-1, and a walk would force home the second run of the game for the Snurdbirds. As it is, the winning run on first base, the tying run on second. 3-1 pitch. Down the middle, guided in there from Ethan Vogt. 3-2 now the count. Bases loaded, full count. Bottom of the ninth, 2 outs. Tap to the third baseman, fielded, throws, and the out is recorded, and that's the game. Drama until the very end, but Ethan Vogt gets out of a jam. Hard tapper to the third baseman, 5-3 the play. And Lake Henry beats Midway 3-1 in the Class C state tournament first round game. They will play Jordan next Sunday in round number 2.
Right. Out the west gates, out you go so we can get things disinfected and get this next game off on the road. We will see Lake Henry.
The 2020 Class C Minnesota Amateur Baseball Tournament is brought to you in partnership with the Minnesota Baseball Association and presented to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 is the hub for all things sports with the Xfinity Sports Zone. And Wings Financial. We're for people like you.
Jordan in Milroy.
Welcome back here as Lake Henry just beats Midway. We will hop off for a second. Another game coming up. Cannon Falls and Waconia. Ryan Phelps will have the call. Again, the final score one last time here from Springfield. 3-1. Lake Henry beats Midway, and they will move on to round 2 in the Class C State Amateur Baseball Tournament. You've been watching PrepSpotlight.tv.